Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Rochelle McCrae, and this morning I'm with Meek, owner of Desert Star Construction, and Darren Hardy from Success Magazine. And this morning we are going to talk about building a better future. So, gentlemen, let's get right down to business.
Okay.
Jerry, I want to start with you. Can you describe to me your aim in bringing everyone together today to celebrate building a better future together?
Our aim is to inspire and motivate the people that we have the opportunity to work with every day. We have here industry leaders that work around the country and provide the best practices in their chosen field. We have realtors, we have construction trade partners, we have our financial partners here, and most important, we have our clients. We want to do something that would give back and help them succeed in their life, both business and personal.
Absolutely. Why did you invite Darren Hardy to Scottsdale, Arizona to chat with your guests today?
I have been an avid reader for 10 years, and 3 years ago, for the first time, I heard of Darren Hardy. I read his book, The Compound Effect, when it came out, and then Living Your Best Year Ever. And I actually completed all of the worksheets. It was painful, thought-provoking, and probably one of the most rewarding experiences that I've ever accomplished personally. These were what I call watershed events in my life, and I felt, why give somebody a book that they may or may not read? Let me bring my friends in to see him in person to catch what I've caught. It's the old Chinese proverb, the teacher appears when the student's ready. Well, this student was ready when I heard Darren, and I'm hoping there's a couple of hundred people here also that are ready.
Well, Darren, we are excited to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Many of the guests, they're truly respected within their own industries, and they've already accomplished a lot of great things. So what one idea can you offer them that will inspire them to build upon their achievements and attain even greater success?
Well, I think the first thing is to acknowledge that they are way underperforming. Even if they are successful, let's admit it, they are barely tap their potential. I mean, by their results, they know that they are delivering well under their true capability. If they really looked inside and saw what was possible for them, there is so much more. There's such a greater untapped potential still laying inside. And it's kind of like your brain, you know, we know that we only use a very small percentage of its true capability. Well, the reality is most people are just using a very small percentage of their true potential. Right. And so even those that have become very successful, if they were to look in the mirror and have an introspective conversation, they know that they're still nowhere near operating to their true potential. And so, you know, for me, about how to do that is the number one attribute that I see in the uber achievers that I get a chance to meet and spend time with and get to know is they are constant learners. I mean, they are constantly seeking new ideas, resources, doing what Jerry has done, and that further sort of taps deeper into the wellspring of their potential. Like every little idea, every book, every conversation, every observation, every introspection is just digging the well a little deeper, and then the deeper the well is, the greater the wellspring comes forth. So, you know, that's the number one attribute. I get asked it all the time, what's the number one attribute you see consistent with all the incredible people I get a chance to spend time with? And that's the one. They are just constant learners. They're constantly searching for the best within them, and know that they've got, the more they know, the more they realize that they don't know, the more wisdom that they can continue to unearth in themselves.
Yeah, because there's always something to learn, always.
And again, you're only just scratching the surface of your true potential. And so there's not just more to learn. There's more to experience. There's more to draw out in yourself. The skills, the talents, the abilities that have been placed in each of us, are just waiting for somebody to sort of cultivate and draw forth. And that's what experiences like this and the materials that we try to provide in Success can be that beacon, that lighthouse that sort of opens up some of the potential that's locked in the darkness inside, and then what comes from that is extraordinary things and great companies and fantastic cultures and impacts within the community, and it's exciting to see things like this blossom and what it can blossom.
And if you could give just one piece of advice to someone wishing to raise the bar on his or her professional ambition, what would it be?
It would be to make the process of learning and growing a strict discipline, and one that they have to speed up, because the reality is that the acceleration of change and progress has hit the tipping point. If you read Ray Kurzweil's Law of Accelerating Returns, where growth in society used to be linear, now it is exponential because of technology. And so one who used to have a skill development growth path that looked like this, which would have enabled them to grow to the top of any corporation or build a successful business, the reality is that the speed of change and progress has gone like this, and it's created a gap between where people's skills are and where the market, the economy, the society, technology, the marketplace is going. And so there are going to be a bigger gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Right.
And we're not just talking about the economic outcomes, but the only thing in which to bridge that chasm is the accelerated learning of new skills and new growth and new development. And so the one thing I would say is speed up your rate of growth, speed up your rate of learning, and not just trying to learn lots of things, because that's the mistake people make, and they become, what I call the over-motivated underachiever. They know lots of stuff, but they apply very little. Is to actually take the few things that matter the most to you, your family, your future, your goals, your aspirations, and go deep with those skill development paths, and within becoming an expert in becoming world class at a few things that are going to matter the most. So the number one thing is that the world is changing rapidly, and the speed of growth, development, and skill development needs to match the pace.
Absolutely. What one thing can a person do personally that will, help them achieve a better balance between both their personal and their professional life, which I think is something that a lot of people forget. They either have a lot of one or a lot of the other, but they generally don't always have a good balance.
Yeah, so this is a misnomer that I'm glad you asked, because I want to clean this up. Balance is malarkey. There's no such thing as balance. You're balanced when you're standing still. And as soon as you want to go forward, you have to actually lean and get yourself off balance, right? So I mean, Mother Teresa wasn't balanced, Abe Lincoln wasn't balanced, Martin Luther King wasn't balanced, JFK wasn't balanced. There's no such thing as balance, okay? So get rid of that idea that you're going to be perfectly balanced at all times. But what you can pursue is what's called whole life success. So in the Living Your Best Year Ever, there's called the Wheel of Life, and you evaluate all aspects of your life. So not just your business and finance, but your health and your relationships and your spiritual life, your emotional life, and your area of contribution and giving. And you rate yourself to figure out where you're at, find out where you're at right now. And there are going to be some deficiencies. And if you want to, let's say your health is in serious jeopardy, you can't go and start trying to grow it balanced. You have to attack it. You have to go after it. I mean, you've got to surrender most of the rest of your life to go after to fix this situation before it becomes dire. If your marriage is in trouble, then you need to reallocate your resources and get purposefully unbalanced to go and shore up that part of your life. If you're launching a business launch is like a plane taking off on the tarmac. Full throttle, one direction. Everything, all the other resources need to be reallocated towards the throttle, okay? Everything else needs to be shut off. So, and until the plane gets up and in the atmosphere, then all of a sudden you can start doing the drink cart, and you can unbuckle your belt to go to the bathroom and the rest of this. But there's a period of time where it's purposeful imbalance. So there's a difference between making sure that you're not sacrificing one key area of your life in the pursuit of another area of your life.
Absolutely.
So you have to be cognizant that you are still living a whole life existence, but you will always be imbalanced as you go to try to push the peg in one area of your life. And so, but the mistake people make is, well, I got to be balanced at all times. I got to be doing all these things at all times, regardless of which is in more jeopardy or which is in greater need or which is in. So there are seasons. There are times there are particular years where you got to double down on your business, you got to double down on your children, or you got to double down on your health. There are times throughout the year, there are times throughout the quarter, there are times throughout the month, the week, and times throughout the day where you're going to be imbalanced in this one direction so that you can shore it up. So don't mistake balance from whole life success. And then when you realize that, okay, I need to be successful in all areas of life, but I'm going to be constantly in balance as I pursue growth in each of these areas.
Jerry, what steps are you taking personally and professionally to motivate yourself and those around you to build a better future?
Well, I'm not balanced. No, I think as a company, we are looking to improve organizational health. We've all read Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, Built to Last. It's all about performance. For us in our organization, it's organizational health. It's the people's lives, because it's their personal lives that drives their business. That's what motivates them. I went through the exercise and found what spokes were short in mine, causing bumps in the road. And I love the flying analogy, Darren. After you firewall the plane, you go through the great ascent, then you reach cruising altitude, and you use significantly less energy when you're flying. You're able to get more done. For me, I'm totally unbalanced. I'm either on or I'm off. But what I have done is made a very specific and conscious effort to maintain my personal values, the values of our company. But I schedule time, one day each weekend. I totally unplug, and one weekend a month. Carol, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? It's Carol, my wife, of 33 years. It's her time. And we just enjoy getting away, and we make whatever we're doing the priority at the time. We want to be present, and that's very helpful in what we do.
It's very important too, especially in a day and age where things are constantly moving and constantly running as well.
It is, and I think the postscript of that conversation is what we tell our team is always remain an apprentice. There's always something to learn. We have had the opportunity, our clients are the top, they're the people that Darren interviews. They're the people that have national and international companies, and to sit down with them and have the opportunity to say, how did you excel? What made it happen in your life? Those are events in my life that I just embrace. And again, why bring Darren? Because a lot of the people that work on our teams don't get that one-on-one time with our clients. But if we could bring Darren in to pass the baton, that's amazing.
Absolutely. Darren, I want to ask you a key factor or a revelation in your, maybe a turning point in your life professionally and personally that helps you with the success that you have today.
Yeah, there have been so many. I mean, one of the events I do is called a summit, and I kind of reveal about a dozen major epiphanies that I've had in life that I think if people can kind of come to these realizations even earlier than I had, or it could be quantum leaps forward in their own life and perspective. But the first one was really when I was 18 years old. I met a guy in a restaurant waiting for a table, and we got to talking, and he took a liking to me, and he invited me to this seminar. I'd never been to a personal development seminar. And it was a profound experience. It changed everything for me. And the concept that I learned there that changed it was the idea that we are 100% responsible for our lives in every moment, in every circumstance, at all times, no matter what. And everybody thinks they understand that concept, but they seem not to be following or practicing it. But regardless of what's happening or what's going on, either by what you do or by what you don't do, a lot of times is the reason why you have the results that you have. You know you could, you know you should, but you don't, and that's why you're now responsible for the outcome, or by how you respond, what's done to you. And see, I always thought that I had to have the right education, or that I had to come from the right family, or had to have the right upbringing, or I needed to know the right people, or I needed to be in the right economy, or the right president needed to be in the office, you know, and those were the reasons that were going to be the factors for whether I could achieve or be successful. And this taught none of that has a factor whatsoever. Never. Nobody can do anything to you. They can't make you feel a certain way. They can't, you know, you own your life. You know, your life is your own damn fault. Right? At all times. You know, we are all self-made. Only the successful seem to take credit for it. But we are all self-made at all times in every single moment. And that was a very empowering concept, because that meant if it's to be, it's up to me. And there are absolutely no excuses, and there's nothing to wait for. There's nobody to wait for it, and there's no time to wait for it. Right. So what's interesting is, you know, I made money when George Bush Sr. was in office. I made money when Clinton was in office. I made money when George W. was in office. I've made money when Obama's been in office, right? I've lost money during all those presidents as well, which seems to point out, doesn't matter who the damn president is. Right. Doesn't matter what the economy is. Doesn't matter what the traffic's like, what the weather's like. Doesn't matter what my neighbor said or what my wife, you know, complained about, or what the colleague or the competitor said or did, or none of that matters. And so when you get a grip of that, it's so empowering, because now you have complete ownership, and you can captain your ship regardless of the weather, regardless of the, you know, of the circumstances. And so that was the major turning point. And I'll talk a little bit more about it today, and a few of the other major epiphanies, but that was the beginning. And then, you know, since then it's been a succession of awakenings, you know, as we all go through as the onion starts to peel its layers back.
Right, those aha moments,
Yeah.
right? You go, ah.
Yeah.
Jerry, what is Build a Better Future scholarship, and how did you choose the winners?
As a company, we've continued to give back to the community. We've done projects with the support of our partners. We've done beautiful rooms for human trafficking victims. We built a kitchen that feeds 750,000 people a year. And one day I looked in the mirror and it's like, what am I doing for my industry? I coach and mentor the people that are on our team. I love working with them, but we felt it was time to do something to give back to the people that are in our industry. So today we'll be giving out 4 $1,000 scholarships in 4 of the disciplines that affect us: architecture, interior design, sustainability, and last but not least, construction, which we do.
Yeah.
And it's just been great. To be around young, inspired minds, to see new things, what they're coming up, what they're being taught.
Yeah.
It's enlightening, it's empowering, and it allows me to keep refocusing on what's next. So many people repeat the same year of experience every year.
Yeah.
They've just been doing the same thing for 30 years. We want every year to be new and improved upon the last, because those are the 10 most important words, I think. If it is to be, it is up to me. Mm-hmm. And a good friend of mine gave me those a long time ago, and there really is, because I know what I'm thinking about today, I'm going to be doing in 5 years. Absolutely. Or 3 years, and it's between the ears most of the time, our insecurities and our confidences.
If you don't mind, I'd like to add to what's going on here. I mean, it's an extraordinary thing when an organization and a leader invests in their people like this. This is not an inexpensive endeavor to bring me in and to host this event and put this on and make this possible for your team members, for partners, suppliers, and for people of the community. I get, invited to come and speak to a lot of different organizations all over the world, and I've been in Arizona many times. I mean, the number of, guess how many construction companies that I've been invited to come and speak on behalf of?
I wouldn't guess.
One.
Yep.
One, this one, and that makes this extraordinarily rare, unique, that somebody is not just investing in their technical skill development so they can go and do a better job, you can measure an ROI by an accountant's, pencil.
Right.
We're talking about investing in people's personal lives, making them better husbands, better sisters, better cousins, better members of the community, and that's, there's no wonder why it's such an extraordinary organization, and they've had such great success, and they've been here for 35 years, and they've been married for 33 years, and it's investments like this, and it is rare, unique, and extraordinary. Too rare, unique, and extraordinary for my personal taste, but unfortunately it is, and this is one of the organizations, and this is one of the leaders that fit that rare, unique, and extraordinary definition.
Part of our strength as an organization is we build sustainable homes. We've spearheaded net zero homes, and one of the other reasons why we brought Darren here is, we build sustainable buildings, but it's really about living a sustainable life.
Right.
It's the ongoing preservation and focus of what we do, and we're great at what we do, but I think to be sustainable and to have the people in our organization and in the industry experts that are here today to be able to sustain and keep going, keep getting better, keep improving, because if they're better, I'm better.
Right.
And it's great. Thank you for those words, Darren.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, that's all I have for you. We want to thank you for coming to Arizona, Darren, and Jerry. This is a great event. I know that a lot of people are going to benefit from this, and we're going to go inside and see what the rest of the day holds for you. We'll be back just shortly.